Hey everybody, Alex Kazor, SteelersDepot.com, back for another Pittsburgh Steelers preview. Checking out this Week 16 game against the Indianapolis Colts. Big one for both teams here. Pittsburgh comes into this one on a three-game losing streak, desperately needing a win to kind of cool off some of the temperature and the concern and the panic that's going on in Steelers Nation, and rightfully so. And the Colts are on a three-game winning streak, trying to make that final push into postseason contention and seeding, and so a lot to talk about in today's game. Let's break it down. All right, starting with the Colts offense, Philip Rivers, now the Colts starting quarterback, and he's playing really well, having one of the better seasons of his career, the second highest completion percentage he's ever had in a season, the lowest sack rate in football, even lower than Big Ben. The touchdown to interception ratio is nice, I believe 22 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and he's got a lot of weapons to work with. I think overall, the number one thing to know about this Colts offense is they don't beat themselves. They take really good care of the football, only, I believe, 12 turnovers the entire season. That's tied for third fewest in football. They're tied with the Tennessee Titans for the best turnover differential in football at plus 12. They only have one fumble loss this season. Jonathan Taylor, the rookie running back who had some fumble problems at Wisconsin, doing a much better job now. So Pittsburgh's defense really trying to look for splash plays. Only two takeaways in their last three games, both of those coming against Buffalo. And this will be a tough team to try to turn that around because they take really good care of the football. Again, the combination of Taylor in the backfield, Naheem Hines, their other running back who really functions more like a receiver, a third down guy, actually leads the Colts in receptions. Naheem Hines does, and they got a lot of weapons vertically. Whether you're talking T.Y. Hilton or Zach Pascal, they got a really strong trio of tight ends, and that could give the Steelers off-ball linebackers some trouble, even with the return of Vince Williams. They have Mo Alley Cox, Trey Burton, Jack Doyle. Doyle may not play due to a quad injury at the time of this recording. Not entirely sure what his status is, but yeah, they got a lot of weapons overall offensively. A good offensive line. They will be missing their right tackle Braden Smith. He's on the reserve COVID list. So T.J. Watt's matchup gets significantly better, but still Quentin Nelson at left guard. Cam Hayward took him to school last year. We'll see how the rematch goes, but it's just a really good unit overall with a ton of talent at all, different levels, skill positions, and offensive line. Defensively, a really solid fundamental group starts with their front four, and they really get their pass rush exclusively from their front four. They blitz almost the fewest in football. Only the Tennessee Titans blitz less than the Indianapolis Colts, but they got guys that can really get after the quarterback. Three players tied for the team lead with 7.5 sacks: DeForest Buckner, to Nico Autry, Justin Houston. Houston's been around forever. Buckner, a former first round pick of the 49ers, traded to the Colts. He's a big, long dude, 6'7", I believe, 34-inch arms. So he's the guy that worries me, not only for his ability to get after the quarterback. You'll see David DeCastro quite a bit on Sunday, but his ability to get into throwing lanes. He knows that Ben's going to get the ball out of his hand quickly. Will he tip a pass or get in a throwing lane, disrupt it that way? That's a big concern of mine. Overall, they're a good run defense. They only allow 3.8 yards per carry. That's one of the top 10 numbers in football overall. So Pittsburgh, although the Steelers got their run game to look a lot better versus Cincinnati, it'll be much tougher sledding against the Colts on Sunday. In the secondary, some talent there as well. Again, a very fundamental physical group. Whether you're talking Rock Yassin, who the Steelers reportedly were considering drafting back in 2019 before trading up and selecting Devin Bush. Xavier Rhodes is having a much better year in Indy this year than he did in Minnesota last year. The safety play is strong overall. They kind of run more of a Tampa 2 type defense. I mean, they run a lot of cover 6 and split coverages, stuff like that, but they probably run more cover 2, Tampa 2 than most teams in football, in part because they got a really good Mike linebacker and Darius Leonard, an absolute tackling machine, small school kid out of South Carolina State, and just having a really strong year, really having a good career overall when he's healthy at least. So I think this is a week to attack the middle of the field, whether you're talking Juju on some deeper routes, Eric Ebron, potential revenge game for him. Did not end well his career with the Colts last season. Some rumors about injuries and did he kind of bow out or whatever the case was there. I have no idea, but I'm sure he's kind of coming in with an edge, a chip on his shoulder in this game. So hopefully this is a contest where you can attack the middle of the field a bit more. Colts do have a really good slot corner in Kenny Moore, who's very reminiscent of Mike Hilton, and probably the bar that Mike Hilton's going to look towards when he gets paid this offseason. Moore got an extension, I believe, last year that's worth $7-8 million per year. So it's a good group overall, but I think attack the middle of the field. This is the week to do it. All right, so for my prediction, I'm going to go with the Colts in this one, 21-17. I'm guessing the majority of people watching this video are also choosing the Colts, just a team that does not turn the football over, does not beat themselves. That's probably the pathway for Pittsburgh to get back in the win column. So that's the one number to really focus in on. But it's funny to say for an 11-win team like Pittsburgh, but until they kind of prove it that they can bounce back and beat one of these really competitive playoff teams, you got the Colts this week, of course, the Browns next week. Tough task. And then you got the postseason after because this team will not have the one seed. They will not be having a bye week heading into the playoffs. So this team's got to right the ship quickly. Whether that's continuing to get the ground game going, get James Conner back, but we'll see how much action Benny Snell gets, taking care of the football better, taking the football away. And Ben, of course, has to play better than he has the last 2 weeks as well. But the Colts, really strong team, really well coached. Kind of reminds me of the Bills just in terms of the structure of the team. Really sound, really strong coaching staffs overall. So Pittsburgh, until they prove it, I'm going to go with the Colts in this one. Let me know your prediction in the comments below. Will Pittsburgh end their losing streak or will it continue? Let me know your thoughts below. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching, and we'll talk to you soon.